What up, what up, what up? It's your girl, Nikita Jerry, the Peace Princess, and I am back with another FN Friday message. This is where the Holy Spirit adds His Spirit to my swag, and we break down an F word just for you. So without further ado, today's word is fill or filled with an ed, right? Which means to cause a space or container or something, a noun, to be full or almost full, to become an overwhelming presence in and or sufficient. Okay, so first of all, let's address the elephant in the room. Where is time going? Okay, it is already February of 2023. Like, I don't know where time is going or what it is late for, but it is rushing and I don't like it. But my birthday is coming up. So y'all, show me some extra love this month. You know, put some likes, put some comments down below, all of the things, okay? These next 378 days will be my last 378 days in my 30s, okay? And I'm feeling some type of way about it, but it's okay. But beyond the usual New Year's resolutions, this year, my goal, like I said in my first message that I did this year, I think it was this year, yeah, is that I just want to make sure that I am living on purpose. I want to make sure that I'm going hard in whatever direction that the Lord wants me to go or He leads me, which brings me to today's word, right? So often as women, we give so hard. We give like of ourselves, of like, we give everything that we have. We pour into our kids, we pour into our husbands, we pour into our external families, we pour into our friends, we pour into our jobs. So much so that we tend to overlook the fact that we cannot pour from an empty cup, right? If we continue to do all the pouring that we tend to do, you know, pretty soon we will be on E, right? Our cup will be empty, which is obviously the opposite of filled. But the minute that we even consider filling our own cups or being poured into from another individual, like feelings of guilt and false humility and thoughts of like worthiness kind of flare up. And I want to discuss why that happens, right? I don't know about you, like, because I know that happens for me. Like, anytime I'm out in the store and I'm not buying something for either my kids or my husband or my dog, like I'm looking at something for myself, I'll be like, now, girl, do you really need that? Or, you know what I'm saying? So those thoughts like really do, for me, this is me talking, they cross my mind. So let's discuss like why that is, right? Number one, we feel guilty because our definition of what it means to be selfish and or selfless are either incorrect or incomplete, okay? To be selfish, you have to consider no one else other than yourself, okay? To be selfless, on the flip side, you have to consider everyone else before you consider yourself, okay? And in an effort to be the latter, we tend to make ourselves victims of self-deprivation, okay? We deprive ourselves of the things that bring us joy, which is a no-no. Number two, false humility. This is like drowning after being offered a life vest because you don't want nobody to know that you can't swim. First of all, why are you in the water? But that's neither here nor there. False humility ain't nothing but pride, okay? Because ultimately you want the outside world and probably even yourself, to believe that you are superhuman and don't need nobody else, which is not a good thing either. And third, the thoughts of worthiness, right? Here's an example, guys. A dirty, ripped up, stepped on, torn $100 bills found on the side of the road will still be honored as $100 in any store that you take it to. You know why? Because it's still $100, okay? Like, our worth only comes into question when we don't understand our value, okay? The condition of the dollar bill does not disqualify it from being currency, okay? We are children of God. We are men and women, sons and daughters of God, made in his image. Our situation does not disqualify us from being saved by his grace or sanctified by his glory. It just doesn't. His word says that nothing can separate us from his love. Jesus died on the cross because he knew we would be in the messes that we be in. And yet and still he chooses us to do his handiwork. We have to really wash our minds, renew our minds as it pertains to our worthiness. Like, nigga, Jesus died for you. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but excuse the N word. He died for me. Like, you have to be worth something, right? A little more than $100 bill. That's just my thoughts. The issue with these three feelings are that, number one, they're wrong. Number two, they are enemy induced. And number three, they sabotage us from having the ability to get our cups filled, which is the whole reason why we're even talking about this, okay? Because our cup is on E, right? All right, so here are a few ways to remedy those three areas. Number one, realizing there is a middle ground between selfish and selfless, okay? And Jesus modeled it perfectly. He poured out to his disciples and to the sick and to the broken, and he always was giving and giving and giving. But he also always found time to sneak away, to pray, to rest, to have that Jesus time, right? So it is okay to take some me time, okay? See Matthew 14:13. Number two, true humility is a heart posture. It is not a haughtiness. It is not I can do bad by myself. It's not that, okay? It is having emotional integrity and being willing to admit that you need God and others, okay? Because no one was meant to be an island, not one person, okay? God created Eve because Adam was alone, okay? Hello. So if you are good, great. That's awesome. But if you are one ham sandwich from falling apart, say that. Be honest. Raise your hand. I need help from you, there, stander buyer, and Jesus. See Matthew 11:29. And 3, the worthiness thoughts. The enemy enjoys keeping us stuck in the realities of this realm, right? Instead of allowing our spiritual eyes to see what God has already done in the spirit, okay? Like what he has already proclaimed in the spirit for us, with us, by us. We are healed, past tense. We are forgiven, past tense. We have been set free, past tense. This is stuff that has already happened. He's already done it. Like, we are Gucci with Jesus, okay? And once we really, really grasp that, then the chains of condemnation and the plot of the enemy to keep us stuck will fail. see Romans 8, 1-4, okay? As born again believers, there is no doubt that we have the Holy Spirit within us. See Romans 8 and 9. And as spirit beings living in this, flesh-wrapped body, we already have access to the spiritual realm. We just have to, number one, realize it, and number two, act like it to keep our cups filled. Okay, Acts 1 and 8 says the Holy Spirit will come upon you and you will be filled with power. Power, power, Lord, power, power, Lord. Okay, and you will be my messengers in Jerusalem, throughout Judea, the distant province, and even to the remote places on earth. Okay, so he said he gonna fill us. We are filled, all right? And here are 4 practical ways that I have learned, and I'm still learning, still practicing. This is a daily thing, okay? To be continually filled spiritually and emotionally, all right? Number 1, every day, make the decision to walk in obedience with God, okay? Acts 5:32 says, God freely gives us the Holy Spirit to those who hear him and obey him, okay? So that's a 2-part. You have to hear him and obey him, okay? So when he tells you something, do it. When he tells you not to do something, don't do it. 2, ask the Father to fill you with the Holy Spirit, all right? Matthew 7 and 7 says, ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be open, okay? So he will willingly give us the Holy Spirit. He will willingly give us wisdom. He will willingly pretty much give us anything that is biblically promised to us if we ask, okay? We have not because we ask not, so ask, okay? Number 3, take time for yourself, okay? Use that time to rest, to pamper yourself, to treat yourself to something that you like to do, like go to a movie or go shopping, I don't know, but something, okay? Do something by yourself. Just do something by yourself. That is your time. Just like Jesus took his me time, his Jesus time, take time to yourself to just feel your feelings, to remind yourself of who you are outside of all of the titles that you carry. You know what I'm saying? Ecclesiastes 3:12-13 says, there is nothing better than to be happy and enjoy yourselves as long as possible. Like, come on, be happy. And if you're not spending time with yourself, do you even know how to make yourself happy? Okay. And number 4, set boundaries, okay? These are the lines in the sand, the invisible lines in the sand that show you and others where you stand and where they stand, okay? This is like the fence between you and your neighbor's house. This is my area. This is your area. You stay in your area. I will stay in mine. Don't come in my bubble. These will save you from overextending yourself and being taken advantage of, okay? Psalms 147:14 says, he grants peace to your borders, okay? That line, he will grant peace to it. Make sure that they are healthy boundaries though, okay? So family, as we rest in the fullness that is God, yeah, Lord, I pray that we will also take the time to ensure that our own cups are filled, okay? Find that middle ground between selfish and selfless. Practice true humility. Get a good grasp of your value on heaven and in earth, okay? Be obedient to God. Ask him to fill you. Get that me time in and set healthy boundaries. All right. I pray that this has blessed you. I am Nikita Jervy. Remember that peace begins within. And until next week, have a great effing Friday.